Hello, welcome to this episode of Talking About Rock, brought to you by School of Rock, North Buffalo. I'm Rob Edwards. Here we bring you rock interviews from veteran and upcoming artists. Subscribe on our YouTube channel and leave a review. We appreciate it. We'd also like to welcome our new show sponsors, Unleash Music. They provide the necessary services and guidance to artists, labels, and organizations that seek to thrive and build success in the ever-changing music landscape. Check out unleashmusic.com to develop your band. Today we have Southern California's Robert Jon and the Wreck. They've been carving out a nice little niche in Southern rock since 2011. The band has toured in the UK and Europe in 2023 with Foreigner, and they also played the Keeping the Blues Alive at Sea Mediterranean Blues Cruise in the company of Joe Bonamassa and Peter Frampton. Today, they're here to talk with us about the upcoming release, Red Moon Rising, out June 28th. Next on Talking About Rock, Robert Jon. Okay, we now have with us Robert Jon from Robert Jon and the Wreck. Robert, how's it going, man?
It's going great. How are you?
Oh, doing really, really well. And you guys are doing awesome, man. You get known for your electrifying performances and vocal harmonies. You guys have just announced your most ambitious project yet, Red Moon Rising, man. Tell us a little bit about putting this together here.
Yeah, we recorded it in Los Angeles at Village Studios. And we had Kevin Shirley producing it, and we put it together last spring. So it's an amazing that it's finally getting out there to the world.
Yeah, and you're working with Joe Bonamassa on its Journeyman Records for this album, right?
Yep. Yeah. We're working with Journeyman Records, and it's been great, man. It's been it's a great kind of relationship we've had with them, and a partnership that we're working with, and yeah, can't beat it.
And they're giving you some top producers here to work with. You're, saying about that a little bit a second ago. So, and I think this is coming out for you June 28th, right? You're getting set to release that.
Yeah. We'll be on the road in I think Spain when it's actually released, and so we'll have a fun night out there on the day that it's released, and we're excited for it to get out there.
And you guys have been doing a lot of touring, also. I've been reading. So you did some tours of the UK. I think with Foreigner opening for them as well. And you just did a blues cruise also, I think I was reading as well also.
Yeah. We were just on Joe Bonamassa's Keeping the Blues Alive at Sea cruise this past, what was it, March? It's kind of I think it's our fifth one. It's a great time out there. We have a really good time just getting to connect with fans and getting to connect with amazing musicians that, we might not normally get to play with throughout the year.
Yeah, definitely very cool. And you guys put this together, I think in 2011, right? You guys put the band together here. You got Andrew on drums. You got Henry James on guitar, Warren Murrel on bass. And the newest member, you got a keyboardist, Jake Abernathie here. You guys added as well.
Yeah. He's been with us for, I think almost 2 years now. And it's been great. I mean, every band, tends to go through some lineup changes as they grow and as they, become older, and people figure out what they really want to do and the way they want to do it. But right now we have a great team and great group of guys. That's just we're in it to win it.
Very, very cool. Yeah, definitely bringing back the Southern rock, which I kind of think has kind of been missing lately in music, right? You don't see so much of the newer bands kind of doing that style, right? Would you agree to that?
I mean, you just got to know where to look. I mean, we have a bunch of friends out there on the road, that are keeping that Southern style fresh. And it's something that we didn't really, think too much of. We just went out there and started writing music and playing music how we love to do it. So we didn't start this group to be a Southern rock band. And
kind of just grew into that for you.
Yeah, it just happens. And I think for people listening, and having being able to put a label on certain genres of music helps certain people in what they're listening to and what they're comprehending at the time. And so we're all for it. It doesn't bug us.
Yeah, I know a lot of artists they're kind of wary about trying to like label their music as a certain style or a certain genre because sometimes you like to change things up, but you're right. People like to put a name with that so they can kind of, define it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about your time in the UK and how that was shows were there? Now, I know like touring over there in the UK, they have such a big following for rock out there. So many festivals and concerts going on all the time. Were you kind of a little amazed of how it was, or you tell us about it?
Yeah, I mean, the first time playing in the UK was a festival called Ramblin' Man, and I think Foreigner was headlining that one, and some other great bands, Chris Robinson Brotherhood, and I believe Airborne was on one of the nights, and Temperance Movement, I believe. Anyways, yeah, it was a big festival, and it was amazing. We had a great time, and people were excited to see us. And playing a festival, who knows, right? You don't know
Right,
who's there for what, but they kind of embraced us, and we got a tour booked for after that to come back there, and it went really well. It went better than we thought it would go. Coming to a kind of a new country for the first time and
right,
doing the whole thing. We've been touring Europe for years, but the UK is definitely a different beast out there, different machine in
right.
how they run and how they do everything. So we're kind of taking a leap, and it worked out great, and we continue to go back, and we're excited to be kind of accepted out there, and it's always a great time.
Very, very cool. And on this blues cruise you just did recently, I think you're also Peter Frampton was also playing on there as well, right?
Not this last one, but in the past, yeah, Peter Frampton was on one of them. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, there's just legends on the cruises that we don't get to see, or may never get to see. So it's always a blast to be able to see these musicians and these people that have created what you're doing,
Exactly.
created a path.
Rock icons really is what these
Yeah,
people were. I remember reading a couple years ago, Frampton had a lot of issues going on, a lot of health issues, as he wasn't sure if he was going to play. And then he came back, and now, of course, we got the news that he's going to be in Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So
yeah,
definitely kudos to him. We're excited to
yeah,
see stuff like that and people like him get their recognition that they deserve for all the time they put in, and all the people that they inspired.
yeah, for
Right?
sure, definitely,
Can you tell us a little bit about
definitely.
some of your influences and who inspired you guys?
Yeah, I mean, inspiration comes from everywhere, and it's always changing, right? I mean, it's always changing every year when you hear something new and everything. But I think the Black Crows are a huge inspiration, and like the early Aerosmith, and man, it's always changing. I mean, like, there's definitely years where Allman Brothers were at the top of the list, and
Right.
and so it's hard to pinpoint anything, but there's a couple.
Yeah, yeah. I think people were surprised to see the Black Crows come back, put out an album because they were another one of those bands we weren't kind of sure what was happening with them. Right, the brothers
Oh
had some
yeah,
issues
sure,
going
yeah,
on, and then all of a sudden, before you know it, they're back together. They're putting together a new album, and then we had to wait for Aerosmith and Steven Tyler. And then but now they're on that tour. So yeah,
yeah, yeah.
lots of really cool things going on with that for sure, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I'd love to go to that last run that they're doing, but I don't think I don't think it's going to work out this time. But
Yeah, I'm very
who
lucky to be
knows?
able to see them when they come here in Western New York. They'll be
Nice.
here February 26th. So it's the last show of that tour. So we're pretty
Oh, cool.
excited to see that here.
Nice. Yeah, yeah. I bet.
Yeah, so that should be cool. Very, very cool. So another thing I want to ask you is what do you think about lately with the, streaming versus regular hard media sales? Is it still really hard to get those sales, or do the newer fans kind of embrace that nowadays, or
Yeah, I mean, we have the merch table everywhere we go. I mean, we're a touring band, and we got our
right,
vinyls and CDs out there, and I mean, if people enjoy it, whether or not they take that CD or vinyl home and listen to it consistently, I mean,
right,
they're there to support, and that's what we have.
right,
I
And
think a
you know
lot
what
of
I'm
people.
seeing too now is
Go
some
ahead.
bands are actually doing cassette. They're going to release some
Sure.
cassettes, which I was surprised. But I was talking about that a month ago. I go, bet we're going to see a comeback on that media too, and I think that's what's going to happen next.
Yeah. We came out with a cassette in 2011. One of our first EPs, we came out with a cassette just for fun. I don't know how. I think it's just straight for fun. I mean, if a band only put it out on cassette and they didn't put it out on streaming or anything, that would be kind of wild and probably do really well because it'd be such a niche market. You can only get
Right,
this on cassette.
right,
But
right,
it's just about what how people want to consume it. And
right.
I know a ton of people that buy our vinyls because they want it and they still stream it every day. Um, I stream music every day. I don't have time to put on records or CDs or even have a car that can play anything like that. So
Right.
I think it's an amazing thing that everyone can find that music.
Right. Yeah, I
Um,
think they still they
when
like
they're
to
looking
purchase
for it.
that and have it, if it's got really
Sure.
cool
Yeah.
artwork or something special about that, or you're a collector, you keep that. And like
Yeah.
you said, then you stream it, from other sources and things like that. So
Yeah.
very, very
Yeah.
cool. So June 28th, you got the new album coming out, Red Moon Rising. Are you guys getting set then to start playing some dates and going out?
Yeah. We'll be out in Europe in June, late June, July. We have a couple stateside things before that, and then once we get back from that, we'll be on the road in the States, heading up to your area, New York. Um, I think in late July, early August, and then yeah, we're always on the road, so we're all over the place.
Very, very cool. And maybe you'll get back on one of those blues cruises again. I'm sure they're going to have another one of those coming up.
Yeah,
'Cause-
yeah, there'll be a couple next year that we're on. I know Rock Legends, I think, is one of them, and there's called the one called the Rock Boat that will be on next year too. So
Yeah. And
yeah,
I was also surprised to see that the announcement from Joe that he's going to be open for the Stones on some of the dates. I thought that was amazing.
yeah, I think it was last night. I think he
Yeah.
opened up for him last night in Seattle. So I hope
That's
that went
definitely the
well.
coveted slot, right? You want to open for the Stones
Sure.
or you want to open for Aerosmith. Those are the coveted
Yeah,
slots for sure,
yeah,
right?
definitely.
So yeah, a lot of very cool stuff going on, a lot of tours
Yeah,
happening, man, but very, very cool. Great to speak with you, man. I really
yeah,
love the
you too.
tracks on the new album, Red Moon
Thank
Rising.
you so
Check it out,
much.
June 28th from Robert Jon and the Wreck here. So very, very cool. And I hope you're in our neck of the woods, man. I get to check you out and see you very soon.
Yeah, please do. Come on out.
All right, excellent, excellent. And if you folks out there have comments for questions for us, you can email us at talkingaboutrock@gmail.com. Like us and follow us on our social media and our website, Talk About Rock. Robert, again, thanks for your time, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.